Hi, I'm a leadership coach, and most of my time with my clients is spent working on mental fitness, how to manage their thoughts and develop mindset strategies. But today, I want to talk about emotional fitness, the other aspect of my coaching that doesn't get as much time. You see, about 6 years ago, I was suffering from feeling rejected. I was experiencing rejection because my brother wasn't calling me very much, if at all. And I made this believe, or I led this to believe, that he just didn't care. And I knew he was a busy man with 3 kids in high school, getting ready for college, taking care of my English bulldog who didn't want to be with me in New York City. We were on 2 different coasts, east and west, but I still blamed him for feeling rejected. And I allowed this to create pain for a really long time. And because I was struggling, I wanted to figure out how to feel better. And I discovered modern emotional health, which is for highly functioning people that are not feeling happy. Our emotions determine everything we do. They pretty much determine everything in our life if you think about it. We get married because we feel love, desire, and passion. Yet we rarely study how to manage our emotions. We're not taught this in high school or college unless you're going to be a psychiatrist. So many of us go through life not knowing what causes emotions and how to manage them. And up until 2002, when positive psychology finally hit the scene, the only thing that was being studied was mental illness and depression. And if you weren't mentally ill, then you were considered mentally healthy. But I disagree. Nowadays, there are so many high-performing individuals that don't feel good. And this is why. This is what we're taught. The goal is to be happy all the time. Fix any negative emotions. People can hurt your feelings. People can make you happy. And circumstances make you happy or sad. The first big lesson that I learned that was a game changer is that other people can't hurt your feelings. What? I was shocked to learn that my brother's behavior wasn't causing my feelings. My own thinking was causing my feelings of rejection. And then in turn, all this emotional suffering I was having. But most of us are living an unhealthy emotional life because we lack the self-awareness of our own thinking. We resist negative emotions because we think that they make us seem like something's wrong with us. We indulge in false pleasures. We look for pleasures out something external like social media. We blame anything and everything for our feelings. And we're hiding from the truth because we're not really being honest with how we feel. The worst lesson we're taught is that the goal in life is to be happy all the time. We are taught that external things can create happiness for us. And let me give you an example. Picture a little girl crying and having a total meltdown, and you go up to her and you say, "What's wrong with you?" She keeps crying, and you're like, "Let's fix this. Let's go get you an ice cream because ice cream makes you happy." Right there, we taught this little girl that negative feelings are bad. And she will spend the rest of her life avoiding negative feelings, burying them, pushing them away, and looking for external things to make her happy. The problem with this is nobody can be happy all the time. Because if you were happy all the time, you wouldn't know there was sad. You need good to know that there was bad. The human experience is supposed to have positive and negative feelings, positive and negative experiences. And when we accept the understanding that life is 50-50, I promise you it gets so much easier. Here's an example. I got so much time back in my life when I stopped people pleasing, when I stopped lying about how I really felt. And the big one, the best part, is when I started feeling negative emotions, I processed them or got through them a lot quicker because I knew I was supposed to have them. But here we are, living in a modern environment, and when we feel that we're not happy all the time, we make a huge effort to go out there and fix the problem. And yet, it's not really a problem. We resist the emotions, we deny them, we avoid them, and we turn to these false pleasures for the pleasure. Things like over drinking, overeating, over shopping, over being busy, over Facebooking. But that happiness doesn't last. What we need to do is the opposite of what our brains are trained to do. When our primitive brain identifies danger like a negative emotion, it seeks pleasure, it avoids pain, it minimizes effort. What we really need now is to supervise our brain, take control of our brain, and do the opposite. Delay pleasure, experience and embrace all emotions, and create energy. To be mentally fit, you need to have self-awareness and thought management. But to be emotionally fit, you cannot fall into these two traps of false pleasures and avoiding negative emotions. You need to be self-aware and allow your emotions without fear and resistance. So let's recap the 5 skills for modern emotional health. Identify emotions, all of them, not just happy, sad, or good and bad. Identify a wide range of emotions. Process them or allow them. Separate emotions from the circumstance that's going on. Identify thoughts that cause the emotions and create wanted emotions. These are like motivation. Life is filled with love and fear. What makes you happy is your own thinking. Thank you.